59 races can go by, and and you not think nothing of it. But when you kind of get into this drought after having tasted victory and and you have a lot of pressure, the personal pressure. We saw the emotion at the after the win, which was so good to see. I want to touch on that in a minute, but I want to know, how low does it get during that stretch, right? What are the things like people would not believe that you would ever doubt yourself.
Yeah.
People would never believe that Jimmy Johnson, 7-time champion, would ever doubt himself. But I've had conversations with him. I know that those things happen to all of us at some point or another.
Yeah.
But help everybody understand, I guess, how difficult it is and where were what race did you walk away from completely freaking frustrated during that span? Like you're like, this is it.
Yeah. What you said in the beginning, 59 races does go by really quick.
Yeah.
Gosh, Daytona 21 seemed like yesterday.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden you're like, holy shit, it's been 59 races since I've won a freaking race. And one of the race that I probably walked away like really frustrated in the middle of that kind of streak. I don't know. I feel like obviously the 22 Daytona 500 was tough. But that wasn't too far into like the winless streak. That was just a frustrating race. I feel like
that would be frustrating being that
it was
racing for your
frustrating.
teammate on the last lap,
but the one that we were, you're getting into not winning for a while. You're trying so hard was probably Phoenix of November last year.
Mm-hmm.
Gosh, we had the fastest car to win the race in circumstances. I just couldn't pass Joey at the end, and not able to get around him and trying super hard, and I thought we had the car to do it, and I was like, man, this is a perfect weekend to do it. I think we can, have a shot at winning this race. And once I didn't win that one, I was like, my gosh. And then you go a whole year without winning, right? To end the season with a race-winning car and just not quite have enough at the end to pass for the lead, that sets in the realization and the frustration of I went a whole freaking season without winning. All-Star race, whatever. But that was frustrating for me.
And you don't get to go back the next week to try.
Exactly. You have to sit all winter of knowing you didn't win a race all year.
Yeah.
You probably could have won 4 or 5.
Yeah.
I screwed up in the round 8 at Vegas and Homestead and kept us out of the final 4. So that was a really frustrating time.
Yeah.
And it's easy to doubt yourself. I'm not a very confident person by any means. I lack confidence a lot. I just don't have that gene and ooze it. And, when you're not doing well and it seems like you can do nothing right to win, you start questioning yourself. You're like, man, am I good enough to still compete? Do I still have the talent? Am I smart enough to win? Are these mistakes that I'm having, is that for me being frustrated of not winning? What the hell is going on? Especially after coming off 3 wins in 2021. So yeah, it's definitely easy to kind of self-doubt yourself and realize that maybe, gosh, when's the next one going to come? Can I still compete like I used to? Yeah.
I also wonder if the new car makes that worse, makes you more likely to start thinking about what you might be doing. Because when the COT came, I felt like that COT flew in the face of everything I knew about driving a race car.
Yeah.
Right. And I could not ever get comfortable with it and never get to where I wanted to drive it. Right.
Yeah.
And I was stuck with it, and I was wondering man, I know now, you won this race this past weekend. You had a completely fast car, very comfortable, but as you're struggling to get these wins and you got this new car and all the challenges of that, the challenges of manufacturer versus manufacturer, everything.
Yeah.
Did you ever were you ever sitting there just like the times for them to bring a new car into this, right in the middle of my career,
Yeah. I mean, I didn't think about that much. It was honestly more frustrating to me because I felt really good when the new car came out and the preseason testing. I'm like, man, I feel pretty good in this car. We're fast. We were in contention to win a handful of races last year and we just didn't do it and didn't execute, or I screwed up, we lost it on pit road, whatever it was. I felt really comfortable and confident in this car to do it last year, and just it's frustrating when it doesn't work out. But I always just kind of kept thinking, it's like, man, you just try to stay in it.
What about
that's the biggest thing?
What about all the things you got to do during the week? You've been in this long enough that the week's worth of meetings and preparation, S&T data, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
That's completely different than when you started.
Yeah.
I mean, are you...
Well, when we didn't win for a while, then you start thinking, okay, I need to change up what I'm doing during the week, because obviously that ain't working,
right?
Anymore. So I need to change up my prep work and what I'm doing to prepare for these races, because I'm doing is I mean, going into this year, I completely changed up how I approached.
How did you determine what change to make? Did you go to your teammates? You take direction from your crew chief?
Me and Hassler, my crew chief, talked a lot about it. Of what what I want to get better at. How can I be more involved in a certain thing, or kind of approach it a different way? Mm-hmm. And then it was kind of a lot of me asking myself, okay, do I need to change this up? Do I need to put more effort into this one and less effort into this thing? So I was just kind of picking and choosing.
How much did outside noise contribute to this lack of confidence?
Not a lot. I don't really give a shit what anyone else says.
Is that right? Look, I know that's the token answer, everybody. But I've long believed that you actually do give a shit. You and all the other drivers. Listen, I lived it with Dale. There's a lot of experiences that are similar to Dale's drought. New car, Dale went through a drought, and you could not get away from it.
You can't get away from it.
You cannot get away from it. There's nowhere to hide.
Every freaking weekend, right? I mean,
somebody's
you have a
reminding you.
Media member asking, when do you think you're going to win?
Exactly. So you're telling me that literally has zero effect on you?
Yeah, I might have lied to you at that point. But yeah, I mean, I think
it
it
would
does.
be normal if it does.
It's just it gets annoying, right? I mean, everyone's, when are you going to win again? Why haven't you won? I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know why we haven't won. I mean, we've given some away, and just it's not. You don't have a good answer for that stuff.
I admire. I have been able to witness a lot of the preparation that goes on for the Cup guys during the week, and talking to Josh about his experiences this year, and being connected to some of the teams. I couldn't do it. I could not apply myself the way that you guys are forced to apply yourself to compete in this environment. It is incredible what you have to sacrifice and to be good, to be successful. It's so much more, and their teams expect so much more from you. And it's something else. I mean, to be a Cup driver is glamorous, it's exciting, you're paid well, but there's the amount of effort outside of the car today versus 5 or 10 years ago is multiplied by at least 2 or 3.
Yeah.
And throw this in as well. This was another similarity. You're talking about Phoenix from last year. Well, your teammate is winning freaking everything in the book at the time. He wins a championship. Joey wins a championship last year. So not only are you experiencing a drought, but now your freaking teammate, who you're supposed to support.
Yeah, and it's not from a lack of good equipment, right? I mean, like my teammates doing it, I must suck because I can't win in it like he can.
Even Mark Martin's old ass was going out there, coming out from his 17th retirement, and and
Thanks
doing
for
well.
Reminding me.
Just reminding you. Yeah.
So outside of your crew chief, all the people that would absolutely be supporting you through something like that, who is helping you, keep yourself calm and keep your confidence up?
Yeah.
Is Roger having conversations with you?
Yeah.
Is
Roger.
it family? Is it your girlfriend? Who is helping you sort of keep your head on straight?
Yeah, kind of all the above. It's always nice to talk to Roger whenever you have tough weekends, and he's always been great to me, is reassuring and putting some confidence back in me. So that's something I've never been able to thank him enough about. But yeah, I mean, my family, Dad's always been really supportive of me. Gianna's obviously been a huge part of kind of helping me forget about all the bad stuff. So that part's been good. So yeah, I think it comes from all angles.